Do you like nuts in your mouth? Dude, do you love nuts in your mouth? Because say hello to your new favorite content creator, Butter Dog.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a testicle? Well, that's what we're going to find out today because we're making testy pops. These are testicle lollipops. All you need is a raw testicle, cut it up into 3 little bits. It's pretty simple, and this is very, very tasty. I personally love these. And a little gloop of honey on each one. The kids are going to love these.
What did he say? Yep, that's me.
The kids are going to love these.
That's right. The kids are gonna love this. Not as much as you love hitting the like on this video, though. Please, it's all I have. And actually, after doing a little bit of research, the video is also kind of about Dr. Carnivore, aka Dr. Meat, aka Meat Boy, aka the guy that made all these meat videos, you know. It's where we get all this meat-eating content out of, like with the Liver King, and Joe Rogan's talked to him. And he somehow managed to politicize food, which is sick because, I mean, everything else is politicized, but not food. Food hasn't been politicized yet, so this guy managed to do that. And he used to be a vegan, but we're not even there yet, but he used to be a raw vegan, and he said he got no bitches, and it kind of just feels like he's a cult leader. And so when I initially went to make this video, which I was supposed to do like a month ago, it turned into like this documentary about how this guy's just like a fucking cult of personality, like controlling all these people to eat meat all the time and no vegetables because vegetables are bad. And it's making people eat testy pops for the kids. For the kids, bro? What kids? But for now, we're just gonna stick to Butter Dog. Now I know what you're thinking. This guy Butter Dog looks sick, and not like the cool kind. No, like he looks sickly, gaunt, you know, like a skeleton in Minecraft or something. And you wouldn't be the only one to think that. When I first heard of Butter Dog, it was actually on some viral Twitter posts, claiming that this is the most tapewormed individual they had ever seen in their entire life. You might remember him because about a month ago, he was going viral left and right, eating testicle pops for the kids, and doing this super cool thing where he eats a sink steak. What's a sink steak? So that's a sink steak. Hard to not mention that in that video, he really looks like he should be in the Nutcracker play. I mean, look at these cheeks, man. I mean, he looks sick, but again, not that kind of sick. Jesus Christ, go away. Now, the more he went viral, the more I had to know about this guy. Normally, I would just think that this guy's some sort of sick fuck doing this for views. I mean, what kind of person would degrade themselves doing this gross shit for views, likes, and subscribers?
Oh, God.
Normally, I would just chalk it up to a dude doing this for views. But as you saw in that last video, which I sped up, he actually is eating all of this. It's not like he's just taking a bite out of it. Like, he is fully eating this crazy shit. Like in this video, he eats 3 pounds of meat and an entire stick of butter in one sitting. So it was so interesting to me because I was like, like these are clearly like he's self-aware. He knows that these are going to blow up because they're ridiculous, but he's doing it. He's not just taking one lick of the testy pop. He's eating the whole thing for the kids. And so now I'm on his TikTok because I have to get to the bottom of this. And what I'm about to show you is what he says is a typical day of eating for him.
This is what a typical day of eating looks like for me. We start off with some beef cereal first thing in the morning, and then right after that, a little prosciutto and a stick of butter. Delicious snack. And then if I go out to eat for lunch, I'll have the Butter Dog sub from Jersey Mike's, and then I'll 1v1 a bowl, rip out his intestinal sac, and eat that as a snack. Super delicious. I'll also take his testicles and make a PB&J, pineapple jerky, and bull testicle. Super delicious. If you've never tried it, you have to. And then usually my grandparents will come over for dinner and I will make them pizzle soup. And that is a family favorite. And then I'll have a steak to reward myself. And do not ever skip dessert. Testicle pops are my favorite. Total macros are around 5,000 grams of protein straight to the dome, and then also around 15,000 calories.
Somehow the most egregious thing in that entire video is how he pronounced prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto these nuts, dude. He would prosciutto these nuts. So not only is that video absolutely horrid for a million reasons, not only are him and the fam regularly cooking up pizzle soup, pizzle is penis in case you didn't know, but he says that his daily caloric intake of protein is 5,000 grams? Now this, I think he is actually overstating. 5,000 grams of protein, I think it would be impossible. For reference, I'm 6'4", I weigh about 275 pounds. My daily goals for grams of protein consumed are about 220 grams. 220 grams to his 5,000. 15,000 calories consumed. Me cutting weight right now at my size is consuming about 2,800 calories. And he says he's eating 15,000 calories a day? What is this? Some sort of eating a bunch of food in a day contest? No, this is the real world, buddy. Wake up. So again, I had to know more about this guy. Is this guy telling the truth? He's eating all this stuff. What does he do? How can he afford this? Why is he doing this? Where do we go when we die? All questions I had never considered before, and all equally as scary possible answers. I had to know. So here's another TikTok that left me with way more questions than answers. A day in the life of Butter Dog.
This is a day in the life of the Butter Dog. I always like to eat breakfast when I wake up. Today we had a beef tongue. Then I check my watch, hop in the car, and go to the airport. They pick me up. We're going to go get flood bowls. I'll put goat testicles, syrup, and butter on mine. And then I will make a tasty treat for the both of us, which was testicle pops. And he loved them. And even though we ate the whole batch, we did not spoil our dinner.
So obviously, two things I want to address in that video. What was that voice he was doing? I think it's odd that he started doing that high-pitched voice when he started talking about eating testicles. I don't know, not saying anything one way or the other. It was a weird voice to do in general. I don't care, whatever. But also, right off the rip, he drives a fucking Porsche. He drives a Porsche. The comments say that the watch he's wearing is very nice also. Where will the mysteries end with Butter Dog? Well, in some senses, they ended on his YouTube channel. Because luckily I went over there and he actually has a few videos up. In one of these videos, he's kind of vlogging. And the title of this video is Day of Eating and Training Animal-Based Lifestyle plus Beef Pizzle. So again, in this video, he's actually eating this stuff. This isn't just for, viral content. But then the video continues and he's like an Olympic rower or a collegiate rower. I don't know how he would have all this money if he was a collegiate rower, but clearly he went to Wisconsin or goes to Wisconsin. But of other TikToks I saw, he is like actively rowing on a team. They like fly to go do competitions. Okay, so I'm actually editing this video right now and I watched further in the video and he does say that he's a collegiate level athlete, which makes me think that the Porsche and all that stuff, like he must just have a rich family or something. Unfortunately, there's no concrete ending that I could find to how he had the Porsche and all that stuff, but that is the only logical answer, I think. Back to the video, like and subscribe. And he's like out here lifting to row. Is that not crazy? He looks so ill. God damn it. Why do all these words about something terrible also mean that it's cool? Anyway, after he eats like 20,000 bull penises, he mentioned something right at the end of the video. An animal-based diet. I finally had something to go on. But first, a word from our sponsor, me. Oh God, Madam President, your boobs are so realistic. Oh, hey, I was just joking. Oh, what? Great, you're gonna shame me in the comments for fantasizing about a world without sexism? Do me a favor and unsubscribe then. Okay, wait, so it turns out actually 80% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Then do me a favor and subscribe.
Reverse psychology.
And this is where Dr. Meat Boy, Carnivore MD comes in. The guy I was talking about earlier. Now, Dr. Meat Boy here, aka Carnivore MD, aka Paul Saladino. More like Paul No Saladino. The fucking guy only eats meat. The fucking guy only eats meat, for Christ's sake. And he's got the word salad in his fucking name. What do you want me to do? Now, as far as I can tell from the research I've done, Dr. Meat invented the animal-based diet, which our boy Butter Dog just can't seem to get enough of. It seems like Paul No Saladino used to be on the carnivore diet, which is described as a strict keto-style diet that includes only meat, eggs, seafood, and small amounts of dairy foods. But then after developing some issues on the carnivore-based diet, he ended up making the animal-based diet, which is described as a more flexible version of the carnivore diet, which allows for some higher carb foods like fruit, squash, and hunt. You eat mostly high quality meats and animal fats, but you are also allowed small amounts of plant foods that are considered low toxic, or on occasion, foods considered medium toxic. I don't even want to know what Taco Bell would be considered. Highly toxic, probably. The most toxic, if I had to guess. Now, as soon as I saw that it was Paul that invented the animal-based diet, I decided to go over to his website. And his intro says, "My name is Paul Saladino, aka Carnivore MD. I'm much more interested in optimal health than in dogmatic adherence to a mainstream narrative." And just like that, I knew this YouTube video wasn't just going to be about Butterdog anymore. And just like with Butterdog, I said, I gotta know more. So I went on over to Dr. Paul No Saladino's Instagram page to see if there was any legitimacy to some of the claims he was making. And here's what I found.
Nutrients found only in plant foods that are essential for optimal human health. None. Nutrients found only in animal meat and organs that are essential for optimal human health. Creatine, carnitine, choline, anserine, carnosine, vitamin K2, biotin, riboflavin, vitamin B12. These are essential to be an optimal human. Tell me more about how a plant-based or vegan diet is the optimal diet for humans when it leaves out all of those essential nutrients. If you truly want to thrive, make meat and organs the center of your diet.
I love the flies flying around in the background. It just really puts a chef's kiss there. It really helps sell that healthy lifestyle he's trying to sell us. So I looked up what he was claiming there because it felt super weird to like totally dismiss all vegetables. I don't know. Maybe that's just a dogmatic adherence to the mainstream narrative trying to leave my body. I looked up every single one of those things he said, and I came to the conclusion, especially throughout the other videos that we're about to watch, that almost everything that he says is just littered with these weird cherry-picked half-truths. Listen, feel free to
Do your own research.
I don't care. Go ahead, comment. Comment about how you should only ever eat bull penis. I don't give a shit. If you want to go eat meat, dude, for the rest of your life and only eat meat and hunt and gather or whatever the fuck this, I don't care. I do not care. Do whatever you want. I'm just saying it seems pretty odd. I'm just saying I think it feels pretty odd to take this like almost political stance against vegetables. Something he is constantly doing.
You sometimes ask me which vegetables are okay to eat. My answer is no. Why would you eat plant leaves and stems and roots and seeds? These are the most highly defended parts of plants. Plants do want you to eat the fruit to move the seeds to the next generation, but they don't want you to destroy the seeds in the process. They definitely don't want you to eat the leaves or the stems or the roots because those are necessary to make the seeds as well. They put defense chemicals in those parts of plants. Things like oxalates, lectins, saponins, digestive enzyme inhibitors like tannins. These are going to mess up your digestion and your hormones, generally make you feel horrible, and they're going to make you fart a lot too. No to vegetables.
Yeah, you know what else doesn't want you to eat them? Fucking animals! And another thing. I'm pretty sure most meat you get from the grocery store is filled with a bunch of toxic shit and preservatives also. So why wouldn't the message here just be to eat non-toxic meat and vegetables? Call me fucking crazy. But again, some of the stuff that he is saying is half true.
Do your own research.
And other stuff he is essentially just completely making up. I don't care. Do your own research, okay? Eat the bull penis. Post it on TikTok. I don't care. But since what he's saying has all these little semi-true things in it, and because he does genuinely look like he's in really good shape, he's built this community that is like ravenous to defend him in his comments. And yeah, whatever. I think it's dangerous to promote a bunch of half-truths, aka lies, about food, which is one of the biggest things that people in America especially struggle with already. So I kept scrolling through his Instagram because I was like, what does this guy have against vegetables, dude? Why not just eat a little bit of vegetables and a little bit of meat? Seems healthy to me. And then I found this video.
I used to be a raw vegan. For 7 months of my life, all I ate were raw vegetables, raw fruit, and raw nuts. I had 2 heads of kale a day. Oat milk, maybe some nuts, a little bit of fruit. It was horrible for me. I had terrible gas and bloating. I was a nightmare to be around because I farted so much. And I looked like this. So skinny, I couldn't even get a date.
I don't think it was because of how skinny you were, bro. Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. When I was smoking crack, I was too skinny to get a date. Nah, bro, it was because you were scaring the hoes with that intense energy, dog.
And now I look like this, and I am truly thriving.
Motherfucker's dressing like the unsuccessful spin-off of a Scooby-Doo series out here, wondering why he's got no hoes, dude. Maybe it was because you were constantly stinking up the place, too. I don't know, just my 2 cents on it. The point I'm trying to make here is that it seems like maybe this dude just kind of has an unhealthy relationship with food. He went super far in one direction. It didn't work out for him. So he pivoted and went super extreme in the other direction, which again also didn't work out for him. So then he came a little bit back into center and now he's feeling great. And that's awesome. It works for him. That's sick. But that's what works for him. You know what I mean? He says he tried the carnivore diet and he was having all these health issues, so he allowed himself to have a little bit more food items that the carnivore diet was restricting. Now, if he was going around and saying, hey, look, this is what I do, but mix in what works for you. Yeah, sure, have some vegetables every once in a while if that's how you feel. But no. It's gotta be meat versus vegetables. Vegans are fucking stupid. They've got you in a dogmatic adherence to the mainstream narrative of food. Is that right? Food. You gotta think outside the box, man. And yeah, this guy's red-pilled. Big fucking surprise, I know. The dude is a red pill junkie. Luckily for him, the red pill is never produced with any preservatives.
About the fundamentals of health and achieve radical health. This is how you do it. Take the red pill.
Every time I think about how he said that he was too skinny to get girls, he makes some kind of new crazy fucking face in one of these videos. That really lets me know why he was getting no girls back then. He's an intense guy, and he's got some intense hygiene.
People always ask me what kind of shampoo I use. None, just water. Soap, just water, don't use that either. What about toothpaste? Nope. Just brush those pearly whites with water and a toothbrush to get the plaque off. Deodorant? Bullshit, why would I use that stuff? Listen, the quality of your diet will determine how you smell and how your breath is.
Let me stop you right there. Let's pump the brakes, my guy. I love how if you go far enough in one direction, there always seems to be an overlap on the fringe. And in a way, it's kind of comforting to know that whether or not you're a raw vegan or all you eat is bull penis, you have a very strong lack of awareness of how bad you stink. Anyway, I do want to point out that I've gone through a lot of this guy's videos, and I will say he seems like a genuinely nice person. I just think he has a very extreme personality, and that stuff like this can lead to a very unhealthy relationship for a lot of people with food. So again, if an all-meat diet or an all-plant diet work for you, I think that's awesome. But if you're someone that's struggling with fatigue, or like I have a lot of my life struggling with your weight, just know that there are a lot of other options out there that don't have to include subscribing to QAnon. I gotta go eat a fucking sink steak now, don't I?
Are you not gonna cook this steak?
You're really doing it up.
What?
I am going to.
You can't eat a bite of raw steak.
Yeah, it's a sink steak. I think you want some sink steak?
Yeah, you want some sink steak, bud.
Hey, just a big shout out to all 264 of my subscribers. This is for you. All right, here we go.
Oh, God.
I figured it wouldn't be that bad. You know, because I was like, whatever, it's just steak or whatever still.
Was it that bad?
It's pretty gross, I mean. Okay. Like and subscribe, because that would be super sick.